in the creator landscape, there are so many people, so many reasons why people approach creating content, specifically on YouTube. And there could be so many different benefits. I like to say the main three are growing and establishing an audience, engaging your audience. And that has its own ramifications. It has its own benefits that go along with it as well. In fact, some people might even say your audience will determine how many people or how many, your audience will determine the types of opportunities you have as we go into this next year, 2026. Growing and engaging an audience is definitely one of them. The other one is to funnel clients to your business, right? So maybe you don't have a business, maybe you have a service, maybe you have a product, maybe it's a book. Maybe you're just growing your own personal brand. You want to give people a window into your world, but whatever that is, it's this scenario of creating the push-pull method, right? Where you could go out there and beat the pavement and knock on the doors, or you could create content and actually bring people to you. You could create content that actually leads people to say, man, I wonder what it would be like to work with them. I wonder if he or she has this service. I wonder, since they are doing this, since I'm able to see this, since they clearly have mastery of this, what would it look like for them to work with me in the capacity of their expertise? That's the second one, funneling clients to your business. The third one, however, is establishing yourself as a thought leader, establishing yourself as an authority figure, establishing yourself as one who really gets it, who not only has a message that is prepared, but is themselves the embodiment of a prepared messenger. You see that flip, because there's this component of know, like, and trust. People have to see you show up in certain ways in certain amount of times for them to actually see you, to know you, to like you, to trust you. And when that happens, invariably, they begin to assign to you a measure of importance, gravitas, weight, assigned to your words, to your advice, to your content, to what you share with them, a level of expertise. And these are the things I want to start off the video by asking is, can you imagine comment notifications that are filled with impact? Like, man, I want to thank you so much for putting out this video. Man, I want to thank you so much for doing this. Man, when you did this, it helped me to do this. When I found your video and I found your content, when I found your channel, I was able to get over this hurdle. I can't thank you enough for these things. What could you do with 10 leads a week? 10 leads that you didn't have to go and beat the pavement for. 10 leads that you didn't have to go knock on some doors. You didn't have to get 200 cold call phone numbers that you had to start hitting up. You didn't have to go and start emailing people and hoping for a reply. What could you do with 10 leads a week? What about 5 direct messages from people who are ready to work? They're ready to buy. They're ready to purchase. How about affiliate money direct deposit to your accounts? What does that life look like? What does that scenario look like? Is that a space that you would be interested in? The title of today's live stream it is simply stop creating videos and start creating assets. Stop making video and build assets instead. Videos are great. And this is the challenge with these other platforms. I'm not even going to dive into why YouTube is the most important of them all. Maybe on another day, because we're going to be doing this masterclass preview all week. But this idea of making videos is this, like there's a video here and you have this video that you've made and somebody can watch that video. But a digital asset, building a digital asset, building on your intellectual property, putting infrastructure and an edifice, a building on your intellectual property is a whole different type of work. And this is where what I wanted to focus on for today, when we look at this concept of asset versus content. Asset versus content. A well-optimized, I want you to catch this, a well-optimized YouTube video is like an employee that works for you 24/7. A well-optimized, right? A well-optimized, and you may ask, what is well-optimized? That's what we're going to be teaching in the masterclass, and this is the link for you to be able to get to the masterclass, and the link is also in the description, no matter where you're watching. A well-optimized YouTube video isn't just a video. A well-optimized YouTube video is actually an asset. And that asset is like an employee that works for you and doesn't need a break. It's like an employee that works for you and does not take time off, doesn't take vacation. Like, while you're asleep, your employee is still representing you well, effectively answering questions and selling your services even while you're doing other things. An asset is something that is appreciating, something that is bringing more back to you than you put into it. I created a video of the new feature for StreamYard. The way that I titled it, the way that I created the thumbnail, the way that I did the intro, the hook, all of those things work together to ensure that it is a digital asset. And because it's a digital asset, it's optimized, and optimization essentially means it is now catching the attention of the algorithm, and the algorithm is able to effectively and efficiently put it in front of people who want to see it. That video I recorded, I put it out there, I left. And when I left that, when I came back to that video, I should say, I find comments. And in those comments, I see that people are thankful for the video because they wanted some information. I see other comments where people have questions because the video opened up their mind to recognize there are things that they're missing in the platform. And that gives me an opportunity to not only further deliver value, but to engage them at a deeper level, a lot of times off platform. That video I came back to and found comments from others who want to buy StreamYard because of the information I shared about StreamYard. And they use my link to do that. And that affiliate sale is direct deposited into my bank account. A well-optimized YouTube video is an employee that works for you 24/7. I get a direct message on another platform. I want to catch this. I want you to catch this. I get a direct message on another platform, not YouTube, because YouTube doesn't have DMs. I get a direct message on another platform from StreamYard, sharing with me how this video impacted them, how they really appreciated the way that I explained myself, and that they want to now share the video on all their platforms and include it in their help documentation. A well-optimized YouTube video is an asset. It's an asset. And in the masterclass, we're going to teach you how to make sure that your YouTube presence, the activity, the work that you're doing on this platform nets you the benefits of a 24/7 employee, answering questions, selling your services while you sleep. That's what the masterclass is going to be all about. And I see several of you have come through today. I love your comments. And if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on LinkedIn, if you're watching on YouTube, please Drop your comments in. I'm going to take those in just a second. Micah Flemings, real F Donald. I see you, Florence. I see you, Donnell, live from New York. It looks like Tracy's with us today. Mini Scenes GB, and then Simply Ball Dropping Podcast. I know you don't have the podcast on there, but we just used to call you that for a while now. So I'm just saying hello. You don't need another hobby. Look. We're in. This is December 14, 2025. So there are some of you who have been thinking about doing YouTube, who have been dabbling in the concept of YouTube. You've been wondering whether or not YouTube is a thing for you. You're seeing your friends and maybe even some colleagues go and take off, and you're wondering, when will it be my turn? How can I put the strategy together so that I can actually be successful on YouTube? This masterclass is specifically made with you in mind. And I want to encourage you to go ahead and grab your seat. I want to encourage you to register. It is going to be next Sunday. It'll be next Sunday at 4 p.m. You can see it on the screen next to me. Next Sunday at 4 p.m. Central Time. It's a week from today at 4 p.m. Central Time. Reserve your seat before seats are no longer available. $67 will reserve your seat. And for our members in the community, there's other ways for you to be able to buy, and I'll show those to you in just a second. You don't need another hobby. You don't need another hobby. You don't need another nice thing to do or cool, creative thing. You don't need to be able to show somebody that you have this channel. Listen, for months on end, I don't advertise that I'm doing anything on YouTube. For months on end, I don't necessarily tell people, hey, go over here to YouTube. We launched a new podcast, and so we did some things to generate buzz and create awareness around it. But that was just for a brief amount of time. And since then, we've stopped, and we no longer say that, because those who are going to find the podcast, find the content, find the value that is buried, I shouldn't say buried, that is there available inside those podcast episodes, we know that the algorithm is going to put it in front of those people, and those people will be blessed or benefited from that. We don't put it out there anymore. And these are some of the strategies we want to be able to share with you. This is not a, hey, look at me, I'm going to start on YouTube kind of scenario. No, this is going to be quiet work. This is going to be something that you don't want to necessarily tag and say to others, hey, let's all go do this. This is something for you. I want you to be selfish today. For the 12 of you guys who are watching live, and for the countless others who will watch this on replay, I want you to be selfish. I want you to think about 2026 coming up, and what you could do if you had the strategy to be successful on YouTube. What could that mean for you? You don't need another hobby. You need a cloning machine for you, your brand, for your business. Something that's going to literally take what you do and allow you to serve at scale, exponentially expanding your impact. In the masterclass, we aren't just teaching you how to make videos. We're giving you the groundwork to build a library of assets that generate revenue on autopilot. We're giving you a library of assets that generate revenue on autopilot. Stop making videos, y'all. Build assets instead. Stop making videos. Build assets instead. I don't want to stay too long. I don't know if you have any questions about the masterclass. Maybe you're wondering to yourself, like, is this really something I should do? Should I focus on something else? This is the page. If you have decided, man, maybe I don't even want to go over there, this is the page, kirkarnugent.com/masterclass. This is the page that you'll go to. And, we kind of walk through some things. This masterclass series is going to be much more than just YouTube, but the first one, of course, is the YouTube success class. Then we'll go on to StreamYard, and then we'll go on to Ecamm, and then we'll talk about owning your digital footprint. But this first one is YouTube success, and I do believe it will be of significant benefit. We did this first because inside the community, we heard from our community members that this was the one that they wanted first. What I'm showing you right now is the community, and for community members, if you're watching right now, the price is $47 for community members. You're already paying $9 a month for your membership at the standard level, and so we wanted to give a little bit of a discount for those who are community members. So it's $47 for community members. For those community members who are at the premium level, right? So you have standard, which is $9 a month, and then you have premium, which is $45 a month. For those that are at the premium level, just go ahead and come to the class. There's nothing additional to pay for. It's included in your membership in the community. So just want to kind of share some of those differentiations. But for those of you who are not in the community, no big deal. This is the page you want to go to, and you will be able to, see some testimonials from others who have taken the class before, or have taken classes, I should say, before. Maybe not necessarily this specific class, but just these are designed to ensure. Come on, I like it. I see some of your comments. These are designed to ensure that you walk away with a clear understanding of what you want to do next, clear understanding of how you can implement, clear understanding of, listen, we want to burst limiting beliefs and mindsets. We want to help you see the benefit and the value, and see yourself there. I believe that there's a biblical principle that says, by beholding, you become changed. By beholding, you become changed. And so what we want to show you, what we want to expose you to in the masterclass is what that looks like. What does that look like? For many, that's the challenge. It's like, I would love to do YouTube, but I don't really know what that even looks like. Or maybe for some of you, you do know what it looks like, but you don't know what's that next best step. What do I need to do to get from where I am to where I want to be? There's going to be a Q&A section of the class, a good half hour of that. It'll be about 45 minutes of teaching. There'll be about a half hour of Q&A, and then we'll have about 10 to 15 minutes additional to just talk through next steps, and share with you a unique opportunity for those that actually take the masterclass. So it's about an hour and a half in total. It'll start at 4 p.m. Central Time, and it'll go through 5:30. So definitely want to make sure you guys get a chance to do that. I'm going to put the link to the class in the chat, and then I'm going to see if there are any questions for what we got going on for the masterclass. Any questions? I started off by asking, these few things here. So these few questions, and I want these to be things that you consider even as we get ready to close it out. Again, not trying to keep these videos long, really trying to share with you some critical items. This whole concept of digital asset versus content, the digital asset versus content, and the title, of course, of today's live is definitely stop making videos. Stop making videos. Stop making videos. Okay, I see Living Water Quilter is with us. The asset versus content mindset shift. The asset versus content mindset shift. Stop making videos, build assets instead. Asset versus content. An asset is an appreciating, owned thing. I love it. I see your questions coming in. Sounds awesome, Kirk. I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. Love it. Living Water Quilter says hello. Florence is just sharing with people how to make sure that your questions are seen. Put a Q colon in front of it. But the overarching premise of how stop making videos, build assets instead. The overarching premise is simply a video, a well optimized YouTube video is an employee that works for you 24/7, effectively answering questions and selling your services while you sleep. And my whole premise with doing this class is that you don't need another hobby. What you need is a system or a machine for your business, your brand, And in this masterclass, we aren't just going to teach you how to make videos. That, in fact, that is probably the lowest priority on the list of to-dos. We want you to see the big picture. What does YouTube success look like? And how can you plug into that economy so that your videos aren't just content, they aren't just videos, they're actually digital assets that are working for you 24/7. Several of you are coming into the chat now. I love to see it. Let me see. I don't think I've seen Nobu on in a while, in a long while. I just want to say a word of welcome, and I want to thank you for coming through and hanging out with us today. Truly, truly, truly appreciate that. I do believe you've been with us in the past. I just haven't seen you in a while, so I'm excited to see you. Thank you so much for coming through. Definitely have some moderators in the chat as well. Thank you guys so much for being with us today. And then, of course, just want to shout out some of our regulars. Micah Flemings actually hit a milestone, said I have made 1,000 videos on YouTube. That's awesome, man. And I want to say congratulations to you, live from New York. I love it. Thank you so much for coming through. Simply Ball Dropping Podcast says, there he is, hands down the best production on YouTube. I want to say thank you to you as well. Always good whenever we can have these things. Yeah, it's been years. It's been years. It has been. I just recognized the profile picture. So that's why I was able to kind of pick up that, yeah, this is somebody that we've seen and worked with in the past. Definitely want to give you guys the opportunity to come through and hang out, man. There's so many different things that are happening. One of the questions that I get often is, okay, so this is the way to sign up for the masterclass. Yes, you go to kirkarnugent.com/masterclass, and yes, that link is in the description. It's also in the chat. You can click that link and you can go right over. But one of the other things that people asked me was, I heard you say something about a discount for members. Well, how do I become a member? And in fact, this past Wednesday, we had a number of people on the Coaching Corner asking how to become members. And we were sharing with them, I think, the wrong link. We were giving them the link that was, I think it's school.com/kirkarnugent. That is not the correct link of how people should sign up. The correct link actually is kirkarnugent.live/school. kirkarnugent.live/school. That's the correct link. And when you go to that link, it'll take you to the buy page. In fact, it looks similar to this. I mean, so yeah. I know most of you have never even seen that VIP number, but I love the mindset shift, asset strategy. Come on, Geraldine. That's what it's all about. Definitely want to talk through what that looks like. And as you get ready for the new year, what that's going to mean for you, for your brand, for your content, for your business, for your speaking, for your book, man. Listen, it doesn't matter. Even actors are recognizing that content is a force multiplier, and it can be the difference maker in their business. So, but yeah, $9 gets you into membership. And once you're in membership, then that's how you would get the discount. $9 a month, I should say. But then if you sign up at the premium level, of course, the masterclass becomes part of your monthly membership. So whereas the masterclass does cost $67 to reserve your seat, as a member at the premium level, $45, you can actually attend the masterclass just like that. And you wouldn't necessarily even need to go to this page. You would just go over to school. And you would be able to get the class there. So there's some options. There's some options where that's concerned. Let's go back here. There's some options where that's concerned. Hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully I've answered some of your questions. We're right around that 25-minute mark, and I don't want these videos to be longer than that. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of your way. I want to say a word of thanks to each and every one of you for coming through. I do not see any questions. But definitely, if you are watching this on replay and you have questions, feel free to leave one in the chat, in the comment section below, and I'll make sure to try and get back to you with those. Additionally, if you're watching this on replay, I'm going to make sure to pin a link to both options. If you want to become a member and attend the class that way, or if you just want to buy access to the class, you can just go over to that link and we'll make sure that both of those are there. 2025 is coming to a close. One of the things that I have learned this year, I mean, literally, so on the last show I was on for the Ecamm channel with DJ Strick, which is called The Stream Show. He was asking everybody this question, not just me as his co-host, but he was asking everybody the question: what is like the number one thing that you learned this year that has made the difference in your business, in your content, in life? And I told him it was collaboration, number one. This year was the year that I joined some additional mastermind groups, and I was intentional about not only just being there, but also being present, providing value and receiving critique and feedback, constructive, that has helped me immensely, immeasurably. That's been one of the things that has helped me and has really helped me to move the needle. That's the first thing. Second thing was to invest in myself. This year, we paid in just for my own coaching, meaning me being in a program, I paid $25,000 just for being in one coaching program, $25,000. That one shift has made that one investment, I should say, has made a massive shift in my thinking. It has allowed me to be in a room with others who think differently than the other rooms that I'm in. It allowed me to be in a room with others who invest in themselves at that level, and it has changed my perspective. And I've already made back that money. So one of the things I'm challenging you to do is to see this masterclass as you getting into the room to shift your perspective, to rub shoulders with others who are thinking slightly differently than the spaces and circles that you normally run in, so that again, that biblical principle comes back to mind. By beholding, by seeing, by being in contact with, you are invariably changed. And what you used to think was impossible now starts to look very possible because you see a path towards success. This is called the YouTube Success Masterclass, and we're excited to be able to share it with you. Excited that several of you will sign up. Mary Lou Mandel is on the live. Thank you so much for being here. This is one of my good friends as well. But yeah, we're excited to be able to share this with you. Excited to have you sign up, and excited to see what's going to happen as you begin to invest in yourself. EJ says, salute, bro. Keep up the good work. I've learned a lot from your videos. Thank you. I want to say thank you as well for the comment and for your presence here with us today. Grace and peace, fam. Not going to keep it any longer. I think we hit that half-hour mark right now, and we're excited to be able to see what you guys are going to do. I'll see you back here tomorrow for another masterclass preview. And at that time, we won't necessarily be talking about the asset versus content mindset shift. We will be talking about the search engine advantage. See you tomorrow at noon. Later.